Hello everyone, Ryan here, and I wanted to talk about another recent UFO sighting that actually occurred this past Saturday, November 7th, I believe. And this particular UFO sighting occurred somewhere over the Southern California area, pretty much throughout Southern California. I mean, that's what I've been led to believe. There's a lot of footage of it all over YouTube. Apparently, hundreds of people spotted this particular UFO. And, of course, the mainstream media and several government officials have already dismissed it as being nothing more than some kind of top-secret missile testing or something of that nature. However, based on what I've seen, based on all the footage I've seen, and a lot of pictures as well, and a lot of enhanced video footage, to me it looks very similar to other UFOs that were spotted, that have been spotted for the past, maybe 4 or 5 years. Right away, it brought to mind there was a similar UFO sighting over Miami. In fact, it was really close to the Miami airport. In fact, there was one particular video that I remember I saw on Facebook, and it was right over the Miami airport. It just looked like this slow-moving object with, it was like a really bright kind of bluish color, maybe, and blue with like white or very light yellow trail behind it, and moved really slowly, and then just kind of eventually, evaporated into some kind of mist or. Now, understandably, I do know that sometimes when military tests missiles, or even say if a rocket is launched that's carrying a missile or even something else, there is a trail that's left behind. But for me, I mean, I've noticed that usually when this occurs, you can tell right away. I mean, you can very easily tell the difference between the trail left behind by a missile or rocket and the trail left behind by something unknown, in this case a UFO, unidentified flying object. Again, that is what UFO stands for, unidentified flying object. So, I don't know, to me, this recent sighting over Southern California, it's very similar, very indicative to the same UFO that was spotted over Miami, Florida. And not only that, I read a couple of articles that suggest in other states people witnessed something similar on the same night, this past Saturday, November 7th. They believe that they might have seen the same object that people saw over Southern California, or they believe it was another one similar to it. I read a couple articles in which, some stuff written by several bloggers in which they said they spotted something similar in somewhere in Nevada, also in Arizona. So, I don't know. To me, it definitely seems like a legitimate UFO. And I don't know, how long the mainstream media and government agencies or other government officials, I don't know how long they're going to keep, writing off these sightings as missile testing or flare testing or. Oh, that's another thing too. This particular UFO sighting, which occurred this past Saturday, is definitely not a flare. That's for sure. So, but I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, they can't fool people by saying it's a flare. So they say, oh, it was a top secret missile test. And not only that, but also in some of the video footage that I've seen that other people have caught, they actually, in some of the video footage, you can kind of see another kind of light, kind of small orb of light, maybe even, at first, when I first saw it, I thought maybe it could have been a plane or a helicopter, and that's what several other people thought too. But when you look at it a little closely, and it doesn't show up clearly because, unfortunately, a lot of the video footage, you can only see the main object slowly moving through the sky, which has a blue tint to it, a bluish color to it. But if you kind of redirect your gaze kind of towards the right part of the screen, lower right or kind of middle right, of course, depending on which video footage you watch, but there was this kind of orb of light that appeared, and I guess it just kind of looked like it was kind of just hovering around this main object that was slowly moving through the sky. So yeah, and if that wasn't there, then I would say, if it weren't for this additional UFO floating around, this main bluish UFO, then I would say, okay, there's a small chance that it could have been some kind of missile or something. But because of the fact that there was, not only this one big main bluish looking UFO slowly moving through the sky, but at the same time, a smaller orb looking UFO appeared at the same time. So I mean, that leads me to believe that, I mean, I don't know, that's seems pretty legitimate to me. So I don't know. And of course, I've posted video footage that I found on YouTube on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/UFOs are awesome. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. Just watch the footage for yourself, decide for yourselves, because it's, I would say definitely something really major is transpiring. Now, I'm not saying that it's cause for panic or cause for, fearing for your life or anything like that. If anything, I would say it is safe to assume that these UFO sightings will increase. They already have been gradually, but I would say be safe to assume that maybe we'll have so much more UFO sightings in the years to come, so that eventually get to the point where we'll be used to it, and then who knows, we just gotta take it from there. And if nothing else, I would say it all it means is that it's time for all of mankind, for all of us here on planet Earth, to just kind of wake up and realize that there's so much more happening around us. Not only around us, but there's so much more happening here on Earth that we're not being told about, let alone aware of. So, hey, if anything, all these UFO sightings are just another thing to help us become more aware of just, everything around us and everything not being told to us. So, I don't consider that a bad thing. Granted, if you never really considered such a thing, then obviously it can be hard to accept at first. But, it's like anything else, you know, it takes a while for you to get used to it. So definitely seems scary at first, but you know, after once you educate yourself, once you just allow yourself to be open to it, then you know, it ends up being just like a normal everyday thing. So yeah. And yeah, I am aware that it may seem pretty crazy to think that UFO sightings can ever be considered to be a normal everyday thing, but you know, I believe we will eventually get to that point. I mean, you know, why not? It's yeah, I'd say it's you know, it's bound to happen at some point. So might as well just, you know, start preparing ourselves to just, you know, get used to that right now. So and there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be overly worried about. So yeah. So definitely, once again, check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/UFOs are awesome. I have a lot of video footage posted on there. And also, too, if you want to just keep up to date with some other stuff that I talk about as far as videos and other stuff that I write, just follow me on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle is Loera Vlog, so that's twitter.com/LOERAVLOGS, all lowercase, all one word. So I'll be posting the links, of course, wherever I can post them. So yeah, until next time, keep your eyes to the skies, and you know, just don't be afraid to be open to new experiences. And above all, you know, just keep it real, be yourself, and everything will be all right. So, till next video, peace.